Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Vintage Sports Card Finds with Paul. One of the things we're going to do today is we're going to look at one of my favorite sets of the 1970s. It is not my favorite set, but it's one of my favorite sets for sure. It is not, and still a work in progress for me, but as I've told you in videos before, 1970 I have sets from 1973 to today, but this is one of the sets I'm still working on, a 1972 Topps baseball set. So let's get right into it. This set, 787 cards, and it is the biggest set Topps had made up until this point. So let's show you some of the key cards from this set, starting with Carlton Fisk. I'm sorry, Carl Yastrzemski, Carlton Fisk. I was thinking Red Sox. This Yastrzemski's in really good shape. I was able to upgrade this card by picking up when I bought that major collection at the end of last year. I was able to pick up a number of decent looking 1972, so I was able to replace a lot of kind of subpar cards in that 72 set. So this is one of them, Carl Yastrzemski. He's one of the key cards. I mean, he's not, one of the big hitters, but cards over $10 or $15, he's on that list. So that's card 39. That's Yastrzemski. And then this is the big rookie in the set, and that is Carlton Fisk's rookie card. So this Fisk rookie is in pretty good shape. Has a little ding in this corner here, but a nice example of the Carlton Fisk rookie. And also Cecil Cooper. Cecil Cooper, pretty good ball player in his own right. So that's the Carlton Fisk rookie. This is probably the key rookie. Other key rookies include Dave Kingman, I guess Mickey Rivers, J.R. Richard. Those are probably like the biggest names in terms of rookies. But this one is by far the most iconic rookie, and that's Carlton Fisk. Willie Mays. This Willie Mays is kind of a big card. Card number 49. Nice looking Willie Mays. Felt like it had an issue here somewhere. But not a bad looking card. Willie Mays. So my situation with this set as it currently stands is that I have 676 of the 787 cards needed to complete this set. Obviously, like most people, the bulk of the cards I'm missing is from the high number series, which is 87 of them. So I'm missing 87 of the high number series cards. The high number series goes from 657 to 787. So I was able to pick up a lot of the, not a lot, but some of the high number series when I picked up the bulk of this set on eBay. Now I had maybe 400 cards from this set on eBay. I had about 400 or so of these cards in a starter set until I made that purchase. And I was able to score a pretty good deal. I think I picked up the bulk of this set for $300. And it came with a variety of stars. So I didn't have to chase around a lot of stars. I will touch base on some of the stars that I am missing as I go through. Harmon Killebrew. And the stars vary in this set. Either I've got really nice examples, or some are pretty beat up. This is card number 51, Harmon Killebrew. So he's among those cards with the, $10 to $15 plus what it will cost you raw. Just to reiterate, the Fisk is one of the more expensive cards in the lower series. There's a few others, but it's one of the most expensive for sure. It according to the trading card database, it is at about $60 roughly raw. So the database says. Another key card, Bob Gibson. This card here, card number 130. Probably like a $15 card, I'd say, $10 to $15 maybe. Bob Gibson. Beautiful card. Great color. And then you got Jim Palmer. This is not an overly expensive card, about $10 to $12 according to the database. Card number 270. It's a pretty nice example. Then we got card number 280, William McCovey. This is a card I really need to upgrade. Good news is most William McCovey cards aren't terribly expensive. They should be, but they are not. So usually you can find a pretty nice example at a reasonable price. This has got a bad corner there. Just a little more wear on this card, on the McCovey. Then you have Hank Aaron. So this Hank Aaron also has some corner issues, but not too bad. Okay, not too bad on this Hank Aaron. And I believe this one came out of that lot I bought on eBay. Card 299. And this Hank Aaron rivals the Carlton Fisk in the low series. All right. This one leaves a little more to be desired. This is the Hank Aaron in action card. Can also be somewhat expensive. And this one, is grossly off center, badly miscut. Has some dings on the corners. But it is an example of a Hank Aaron card number 300. So that's a big one. And then this is the most expensive card according to the database anyway, before number 400. And that's Roberto Clemente. And this is a really nice, solid example of a Clemente. It's a really good looking card. Not bad in the centering department. No, it is what it is. It's it's not going to score any. It's not going to score an 8 or a 9, or even a 7 probably, but a nice looking card, nice looking example of Bob Clemente, or by this point they're actually referring to him by his real name, Roberto. Topps finally moved beyond that. And then here you have the Roberto Clemente in action. Card number 310. So that's a solid looking card. So both Clementes are in nice shape, relatively speaking. Certainly good enough for me as a set builder. This is kind of the condition that I want to have my cards in, as close to 4 sharp corners as possible. I don't get overly freaked out, and this is just me. Some collectors, I'm sure, vary in their opinions on this, but when I'm building sets from the 60s and 70s, I don't get overly freaked out about centering, because I know the issues that Topps had in terms of centering when it came to certain cards. Right. This one I picked up when I bought that collection in the end of last year. Big, huge collection. I'll put a link in the description below to the video of that collection purchase. This one here is a Reggie Jackson. I found this one buried in a box in that collection. The guy just did such a nice job of preserving all his cards. I bought probably 250,000 cards, a lot of them basically 70s and early 80s, and then some sprinkled in 60s. But then that same collector, we got together again in March or April of last year, and he sold me his 50s. And but this Reggie Jackson was in the original purchase of that massive collection. It was a great deal. Great deal. And it really was a financial winner for me, and really helped me build more of my personal collection as well. So this Reggie Jackson is still part of that. All right. So one of the main cards I'm missing, I'll mention it at this point, is a Johnny Bench, card number 433. And then there's this card. I didn't realize if I had it or not, but this is a Brooks Robinson, card number 500. I'm sorry, 550. Not a big dollar card, but starting to get into the higher numbers. So I was glad to see I had that one. I thought I had the 72 Pete Rose, but I only had the 72 Pete Rose in action. So I got the Pete Rose in action card. But the Pete Rose from the set, the base Pete Rose card number 559, is selling around $55. Then I'm missing another big dog. Probably the biggest card in the set, even more so than Clemente, is Nolan Ryan. That's card number 595. And then this brings us to card number 600, Al Kaline. Cool how the glove sits there. It almost looks like a hand sitting in the bottom of the card. So the Kaline isn't in great shape, but reasonably priced. Reasonable shape, not terrible, not all creased up or anything. Just some cornered issues. Another card that's a big one, 686, Steve Garvey. I don't have that one, which kind of shocked me. But I did have this one, Rod Carew. So this is already from the high number series. So this Carew becomes very, very expensive because it's in the high number series. So you have Rod Carew. Not in incredible shape, but solid. Solid shape. And these are very hard to come by. Now, what happened in that final series came out in the summer. It was, I think there were 6 or 7 series to this set. And by the time that one came out, everybody was all done. So a lot of those cards ended up coming back and being destroyed. So the high number series, like the high number series in football in 1972, very, very sought after, incredibly expensive. In football, even more so than baseball, believe it or not. Those high number series cards in football, the commons are getting $15. And then lastly, Bobby Mercer. This one is another card that, is a little bit more expensive, primarily because it sits in the high number series. Bobby Mercer, good player, but this card would probably be a $4 or $5 card if it was in the 400s or the 300s, but because it sits in the high number series, it's more expensive. It's probably like a $15 card or so. All right, so those are the big dogs. So there's a couple of things I want to tell you about this set before we go. First and foremost, it was the biggest set up until this point the Topps had created. It also had 7 cards in the final series that had traded stamped on the front of the card. So there were only 7 of them. So technically those were the first traded cards that Topps produced. Now, it's not its own set. The official first traded series set was 1974. It was a separate set. I believe it was 44 cards. And they were produced after the fact. So it's its own separate set on top of the 660. But it was the first set that they but these 7 cards kind of introduced the Topps traded idea. So that was a big deal. And that's pretty much it on this 1972. So these are some of the big hitters in this series. I'm still missing a couple of big dogs. Nolan Ryan certainly among them. Johnny Bench. And like I said, the Pete Rose. But glad I have some of these already, in here. And I'll continue to work on this set. This is one of my white whales. If you guys enjoy the content, please comment, like, subscribe. We are trying to get to 100 subscribers before February 1st. So it's free to subscribe. Feel free to do so. It's 100% free. I love the comments. I try to interact with every single one as long as I see it. I'm going to get on it, and I'll offer some feedback on your comment, and love getting feedback on the channel as well. I want to thank you guys who are supporting the channel and for watching the videos. I love doing them, so I'm going to continue to do so. Whether people are watching or not, it's just nice to have some people watching. Thanks so much. And as always, happy hunting. Thanks, guys.